Spidey has had a lot of iconic moments, from Spider-Man No More, which has been referenced a bunch of times, him coming out of the grave in Kraven's Last Hunt, and even the Amazing Fantasy cover being referenced a lot in modern times now. But there has always been one moment that has always stood out for me, and it happens in ASM 33. It's the iconic panel of Peter lifting a ton of rubble or weight off his shoulders. This moment has appeared in Spectacular Spider-Man, Homecoming, and even the PS4 game in 2018. This moment stands out for me for one reason, and it's because it symbolizes what Spider-Man truly stands for. He stands for hope, perseverance, and defying the odds even when they're stacked against you, knowing that as long as you're alive, you can try. But how did the Spidey moment even happen? To understand that, we need to go back to ASM 10. You see, Aunt May had recently fallen ill and needed some blood from Peter to save her. Peter, obviously wanting to help his aunt, immediately gives her his blood. All is well, and Aunt May is fine again, the same issue. Until, in ASM 30, Aunt May has started to feel a little woozy. We also find out there's a secret gang, dressed in purple, running around stealing parts from guarded vaults. That's really the only important thing that happens this issue, and so we skip to ASM 31, the If This Be My Destiny arc. It opens with Spidey on a helicopter, chasing some of the purple gang, and we find out they have been hired by a person named the Master Planner. Peter fights the gang and gets sprayed by green gas, which weakens him. Peter tries to follow them, but goes back to the surface because he doesn't have enough air. We find out Aunt May's condition is worsening, but isn't telling Peter, as he is registering for college soon and doesn't want to keep him worried. Peter returns to find Aunt May on the verge of collapsing and immediately sends her to the hospital. The doctor says she's keeping steady for now, but can't worry her or stress her, as at her age, anything could be lethal. Peter goes to his first day of college, but while being too busy thinking about Aunt May, he accidentally ignores Flash trying to introduce his new friends Harry Osborn and Gwen Stacy. Later that night, Spidey tries to go out and find crime to take his mind off of May, but has no luck. The next night, Peter has some good luck and finds the purple gang trying to rob a docked boat. Peter fights them off, but is hit with the same gas again. But it doesn't work, as it's revealed Peter made a mask to filter out the gas. The gang retreats back into the ocean, and on the final page, we find out something is wrong with May's blood, as if they don't do anything soon, she'll die. In ASM 32, we cut to the Master Planner's secret base, and it's revealed that the Master Planner is Dr. Octopus. Cut to Peter in the hospital, where he finds out May is gonna die soon if he doesn't do something. They say they found radioactivity in her bloodstream, but is confused as to how it got there. But we know from ASM 10, Peter gave her some of his blood. Peter feels guilty and smashes a wooden table out of anger. He thinks of ways to help May and remembers Dr. Connors, a person he helped turn from the lizard back to a human, and asks for his help. Peter finds out he has moved to New York City and goes there as Spider-Man. Along the way, he grabs a blood sample of May and arrives at Dr. Connors' house. Dr. Connors explains as the only thing that will save May is a serum called ISO 36. Connors explains that it is expensive, but Peter reassures he will pay for it. Peter sells his old science equipment and gives the money to Connors, who immediately orders it. The ISO 36 is being delivered when suddenly the purple gang comes and steals it. Dr. Connors gets alerted that it was stolen and Spider-Man rushes out to retrieve it. Spider-Man goes on a rampage, fighting any crooks and demanding if they've seen anything, when he senses a trapdoor underneath the wooden floor and is met with a dozen purple gang members. He clobbers them and follows them through a secret door. Dr. Octopus is made aware of Spidey's need for ISO 36 and places it in the open as bait. Spidey, being desperate, falls for it and is caught by Doc Ock. But Spidey locks in and breaks out of Doc Ock's grip. He goes crazy, throwing machinery everywhere, but he goes overboard and breaks the beams holding up the place. Spidey gets trapped under a heavy piece of machine, and Doc Ock escapes, leaving the ISO 36 mere feet away from Spider-Man. As the ceiling starts to cave in and the room fills with water, Spidey is trapped, helpless underneath the rubble, thinking he has failed when it mattered the most. Spidey is trapped, helpless, and exhausted from previous nights of hunting crime. He begins to remember Aunt May and Uncle Ben. He says he's failed the two people he loved the most and won't let it happen again. He swears, no matter the odds, that he will get that serum to Aunt May, and maybe then he'll no longer be haunted by Uncle Ben. Spider-Man struggles to his knees. His head is aching, his muscles on fire, and everything starts to spin. He says that winning a fight when the odds are with you is easy, and when the odds are against you and there seems to be no chance you win is where it counts. He lifts the steel onto his shoulders and prepares himself for one final push. With the thought of Aunt May, he slowly pushes up the steel machinery until he is free from it. With an injured leg, he grabs the ISO 36 and jumps into the water, hoping the current will lead somewhere to air. He surfaces at a room where dozens of Purple Gang members wait there ready to attack him. They begin to attack him all at once, and Spider-Man is overwhelmed. He begins to think about Aunt May, saying a man can lose his dignity, and be disgraced, but so long as he never gives up, and he's not giving up. He'll keep swinging and swinging and swinging until... He did it? He won the fight, exhausted and injured. He swings at Dr. Connors and begins to help him with the antidote. He tries out on a sample of Aunt May's blood and it works. He rushes to the hospital and barges in demanding to help Aunt May. The doctors inject her with the antidote and say they have to wait 2 hours before they see if it affects her. Meanwhile, Peter goes to the lair and takes pictures of the unconscious Purple Gang. Peter sells the pics to Jameson and returns to the hospital to find Aunt May, awake and well. For the first time in a little bit, Peter smiles and laughs. He heads home, knowing he saved Aunt May, and that's where the story ends. Hopefully this made you realize how good Spider-Man stories can be. And anyways, please like and subscribe, as these videos take a lot of research and it would help me out a ton. Bye bye.